proxy. Again, we import this proxy.js file, come to the source code and open this proxy file. First, we need to review regular class. So in regular class, there are two types of functions, the methods. First one is the instance method, which is associated with each instance, and another one is the static method. But actually, there is another type of a method, which is similar indicator. We call this. The name of this method is defineProperty. This is a method, but we use it as a accessor property. Set value for a property. Get value for property. Suppose we wanna set a value for property name. So this name. Name. This is what we do before ES5. This is a setter indicator. So let's maximum call. Why? It says at person2.set maximum call. Let me show you this. As you can see, server is running. So what happens here is, now you want to initialize a new person2 instance. So right here, you set value for name property. Every time you set name property, you use this line of code. So this name equal to name, and every time you run this, you assign a value to name, you call this method. So this calls a recursion. Eventually, it is maximal call. So what we want to do is we store the value in a intermediate or temporary property. So same thing here. To avoid maximum call of getter method, we just return value from a temporary property. Yeah, so setter is running because we initialize a new instance. Suppose, as you can see, even though this is a method, this is a function, we don't call it, we just use it as the way we use property. So that's also the reason why we call it accessor property. Hello world, right? As you can see, this is there is a special part of this function because every time we assign a value to this property, this function is called automatically. We want to make use of this case, this scenario. We want to make use of this scenario. So let's just introduce. Let me just introduce. Finish introducing what setter and getter looks like in ES5. In ES5, this is P2, P3. In ES5, setter and getter do not work with constructor. Setter and getter work. We can set setter and getter after the instance has already been created. If you wanna set getter and a setter with the constructor, you can just use this way. So ES5, we do object define property. We pass P3 property name and a handler. In this handler, we give it a set, a function set. So this name dot value dots. Name. So you can see this is undefined, right? Because we set a value here, but after we get this, we have a setter and getter. We haven't set the value through setter, so it doesn't work. What do we want to do? Like a hello world P3. Right, hello world, hello world. So setter and getter is working. Just like I said, since there is every time new value assigned to the name or any specific property, the setter method will be called, will run automatically. We wanna make use this scenario so we can put some operation before the value of the property changed. So that's the reason why we use proxy. Put some operation on the object when triggered by some operation. This is not clear enough. Like, first I want to show you how we use setter and getter in ES6 in proxy. Let P4. That proxy new proxy, we passed P4, and now here we first we so in the new proxy we accept two arguments. First is the object itself, the second it is a handler, which is also a object. So first we want to leave this handler empty. We want to display this proxy. As you can see, this is a proxy object and name age, right? So suppose we want to do p4 dot name dot equal to hello world, right? It's changed hello world. Or we want to do proxy dot name dot hello world, and now we want to display p4, right? This is a p4. So when there is a nothing passed into the handler, the proxy is transparent. Whatever the operation on the object, proxy gonna forward the operation to the object directly. But you can set so now we are using setter and getter in proxy. Same thing here. Proxy dot name dot equal to hello world. Set on proxy trap return false-ish for property name. This is a difference between this setter in ES6 in proxy and the other setter and getter in ES5 and even earlier age. So in this case, every time you set a value, you need to return something. Right? So yeah, says process setter is running. Right? Proxy is running. setter is actually running, and what we want to display here is hello world. What we want to display here is proxy name. So yeah, this is the way it should be. But it didn't set successfully. Oh yeah, because proxy domain triggered. So in this case, since it has changed, so prop is actually target. Yeah, they in the Es6 proxy they accept different arguments, which is target, prop, and value in the setter, and target prop in the target is the P4 is this instance. The property is the property name. Now it should work, right? You can see hello world, right? Yeah, this is the way we use setter and getter in proxy in EX6. Right. Now we want to do some other things. As you may have already noticed. So, based on the same logic, every time we set value to a specific property, this method will be triggered. This set method will be triggered. So, based on the same logic, we want to do something else. Says we have some other interception could be triggered by some specific operation. Yeah. So has will be triggered by in operator triggered by value assignment, right? So suppose we have a range, and range start with 1 and with 5, and that range we have new proxy here. So every time we get a new proxy, the name of this proxy should be as the same as this object or same as target, because if we use the same name, the original object and a new proxy object won't be messed up. Proxy range, we have it will be triggered, a has method will be triggered. So we want to know if 2 is in the range, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? So 2 is the property, target and prop, right? prop target start. Right. So this is target end is 5 and target start is 1. We want to know property, which is number 2 in this case, is in the range. So we give it a condition here. Right? So prop is not defined. Target prop true, right? So what if 200 false? So delete method is triggered when the property is deleted by delete keyword. So suppose we have a user name, vehicle, age 28, and underscore password. So in this case, we want to delete user.age. If it is a regular property like name and age, it could be deleted. If this is a special property like password, it cannot be deleted. Alright, so user. So we gonna set up, we're gonna initialize a new proxy user handler delete property method target prop if target prop starts with underscore, then throw new error permission denied. Else delete this property target prop return true. This delete method needs to return a boolean value eventually. So as you can see, age has been deleted. So what if we delete a protect password property? Throw an error permission denied. What triggered by delete, right? So yeah, this is the way we use delete. I'll apply trigger by a function call. So suppose we have a function called sum. Sum has a certain amount of arguments, and result dot, and whatever the arguments is, result plus equal to value, return result. Right. So we want to make a new proxy. So sum dot equal to new proxy sum handler apply triggered So the target is the function, the sum function, And this arg is the pointer of this. This is the arguments some function accept. So suppose we want to simply return target args. Okay, so let's do so 2 and 3. So 2 plus 3 is 5. Is equal to 5, right? So this function will be triggered when there is a function call. So we want to multiply by 100. As you can see here, 500, right? This is the way we use it. We have another one. So call sum.call. In this case, I don't want to point this function to another instance, so I'm just gonna keep it. So function call just point to this to another object, right? So still 500, and we can also do apply. Same thing. I don't want to point this to another instance, but apply only accept array as argument. Okay, 500. Yeah, this is the way we use apply in the proxy, triggered by function call. The last thing is construct, which is pretty straightforward. So it works with class. So imagine we have a class called person, has a constructor name, this name equal to name, and we put this person into a new proxy person, and we added a handler. This handler name is construct target this arg add new target. The new target is just a person. This person. This is the new target. Yeah. Or the target that you have modified based on this target. So in this case, we need to return a new target. Okay. And in this case, I want to do a person vehicle. Right? So you can see there is a person object named vehicle. Right? Right, so it's running. So whatever you want to do it on the constructor, you can use this construct interception. Right? This is pretty much the way something we're gonna talk about today. The proxy, we do an interception before any data operation run. Right? We put some operation on the object when triggered by some other operation. Okay. So setter is triggered when the value has being assigned to a specific property has is triggered by in operator, delete, apply, and construct. Okay. They are all based on this setter and getter method. This is the setter and getter before ES5. This is the setter and getter in the ES5, and in ES6 we use it in a proxy. Yeah.